What's up, Last of Us fans? It's your pal John of Video Games and the World. Yesterday in my review I said that the Downer was waiting another week for the next episode. Well, it turns out I don't have to wait for next week for episode 5 of The Last of Us, because HBO moved it to this coming Friday. Because next Sunday, it's the most watched sporting event of the year, and that is, of course, the Super Bowl. It turns out that HBO is not going to let the Super Bowl take all the glory with the ratings, so they decided to launch the 5th episode on HBO On Demand and HBO Max this Friday at 9 a.m. While on the cable network, it will air on Sunday at 9 p.m. at the usual time. It was smart of HBO to let viewers watch the upcoming episode ahead of the big game this Sunday, in which the Philadelphia Eagles are playing against the Kansas City Chiefs. I just hope that the Chiefs win, dude. Me? I wasn't much of a huge sports guy, but I enjoyed watching the Super Bowl while eating either burgers, tacos, pizza, hot wings with some chips, or garlic breadsticks too. I do enjoy watching some basketball and baseball every once in a while, but I am not much of a huge sports guy. I was always a nerdy, geeky gamer person. But I did have my share of playing basketball back in high school, and I won a medal too. Not a gold or silver, but a bronze 5th place medal. I wasn't like super good, but I did play. As you all know, The Last of Us is one of the most praised shows to premiere on television. Upon its premiere, criticism was widespread acclaim. It also received widespread critical acclaim with the episode Long Long Gone, which featured a love story between Bill and Frank. I loved the episode as well because it gave Bill and Frank the character development that they truly deserve. They were humanized, and it's about finding something so precious in such a dark world where every day is a fight for survival against raiders and infected. That episode was critically praised by so many. Yes, it deviated from the source material, but it was a great way to explore more about Bill and Frank. Unfortunately, there were people who didn't like it for petty, bigoted, and stupid reasons. People with that kind of thought are just fools who are intimidated by LGBTQ characters being included, thinking that it's all some woke agenda, hidden agenda, and that kind of thought is just petty and idiotic. But forget those fools. We have to move on. To me, the show is faithful to the source material despite some changes, and I still like it. Now, as you know, over the years, there have been lots of video game adaptations. Some were loved, some were meh, but the majority were loathed. The Last of Us is one of the prime examples on how you adapt a video game into either a movie or a TV series. Other examples of awesome video game adaptations, of course, are Mortal Kombat, the 1995 movie, Resident Evil, the 2005 movie, Resident Evil Apocalypse, Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City, Sonic the Hedgehog, Sonic the Hedgehog 2, Tomb Raider 2018, Castlevania, Tekken Bloodline, Dragon Age Absolution, etc. Before you start jumping the gun, let me explain this. The 2002 Resident Evil movie seemed like it's straight from the source material, but overall, it was pretty decent. The sequel, Apocalypse, was more in touch with the source material, but the rest of the Resident Evil movies weren't that good. Welcome to Raccoon City, I thought it was a decent film. Yeah, lots of things felt very rushed, like combining both the viral outbreak in Raccoon City and the Spencer Mansion incident. Still, it was more faithful to the source material than the Anderson movies. And that's the news and opinion I have to share, folks. I'll be at Twitch live streaming my Retro Mondays playthrough at 8 p.m. here on the East Coast. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and hit that bell button. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and on Patreon. Link in the description. This is John of Video Games and the World. Have a good one. Later!